Welcome to coverage on SpeedcastTV.net of the 2010 SCCA National Championship Runoffs presented by Subway. This is the GT3 division. It's the Sunoco GT National Championship race at Road America. It is the Runoffs. It is a special moment. Drivers from across the nation have joined in and participated throughout the week to determine a single national champion. This being the Olympics of amateur road racing. It all comes together in one place each year, 46 years previous. This year at Road America for the second straight year. I'm Jim Trado along with Dorsey Schrader, and it's going to be a great race. And we do want to tell you we've got a lot of things to cover, as there is a super sweep contender as well in this field. And we are also joined by John Bisignano, who's on the grid now. Let's get a quick word with John before they roll off for their formation lap. John?
Well, let's go over and look at the pole car here, number 12, Mike Henderson. Now, the manufacturers love this class. Here we have a Mazda, a Toyota, another Mazda, and then a Nissan. To show the deepness of the cooperation by the corporate sponsors here, this car didn't throw a flywheel, it exploded a flywheel in qualifying earlier in the week, and that flywheel took out many very important components all in the front engine of this car, everything from suspension to many engine parts. Of course, Mazda, this is one of their top entrants, flew a small crate of replacement parts to Elkhart Lake overnight, and they were able to make the final qualifying session and put the car on pole. This is a very serious class for manufacturers, and he is on pole position from some great cooperation from Mazda. Well, let's see what Toyota and Nissan has for them out here in GT3. Back to you guys.
Boy, I only did that one time. I broke a flywheel on a Formula Atlantic car, and it blew the car, literally cut it in half. These are real race cars that we see right here, tube frame, silhouette bodies. Manufacturers, like Biz says, heavily involved in this for bragging rights. 2009 champion is the Nissan 350Z, Rick Bushy. Pete Peterson in this class has won many, many times, as we've talked to about before.
Boucher is in the field as well as our super sweep contender. The opportunity awaits Michael Seifert, who is going to be starting outside of row number 1. We showed you Mike Henderson's number 12, black Mazda RX-7. How important is this for Mike? He races throughout the country. He represents himself extremely well, always well-dressed. The whole team very professional on this level. They're the South Pacific champion in their division this year, and he's in search of his first Runoffs gold medal. He finished as high as second in GT2 last year, but Mike Henderson, all business with that help from Mazda to try to hold off the rest of the field. 13 laps to decide it on this 4-mile course at Road America. The cars will roll up behind the pace car. And we'll give you a glance at the entire field here as they will get going here. Michael Seifert again has a chance at the super sweep, which is winning a division, winning the national points tally, and winning one of the 9 key races throughout the country, held one in each division of SCCA. And by doing all that, he qualifies to be a super sweep eligible driver and will not have that award handed to him unless he wins this race and wins the Runoffs and captures the gold. Seifert in search of his third gold medal here today at Road America in national championship competition. As we look at this field, there's a number of drivers here that have experience. Speaking of experience, Wolfgang Maki among the drivers with over 20 runoff starts. It's amazing that 20 years of racing here in the Sports Car Club of America. Special credit to him, as well as Pete Peterson, who's in this class. He's only won 7 of these championships in those 23 years. His 24th year here for Peterson in his second race of the day in the Sunoco GT3 National Championship run.
Surprising for Pete. He's back quite a ways, back in the 9th position here. But like you said, there's a lot of guys up here. Mike Henderson, Mike Seifert, Robert Warkocki. These guys have run in this class, and they're past champions. They've raced against each other extensively, so you can expect a good race out of them today. And
Warkocki, after 16 runs, finally got himself into a 4th-place run last year. It was an interesting run for Warkocki. He led early but lost third on the last lap. He's desperate for a medal, obviously. His closest chance came a year ago for Warkocki. He'll start third in row number 2. As they roll off, we'll take a look at the starting grid for our 2010 SCCA National Championship Runoffs event. It's a Sunoco GT3 National Championship race. Mike Henderson will start from pole from El Cajon, California, his second pole at the Runoffs in 7 tries. Michael Seifert, we mentioned, a 2-time Runoffs national champion, is going after the super sweep in that Toyota Redline Oil Goodyear Toyota Celica. In row number 2, it's Robert Warkocki out of Frankfort, Illinois, the Central Division champion in his 17th Runoffs, the M4 Goodyear Mazda Redline Mazda RX-7. Starting fourth, Jimmy Burke out of Sewanee, Georgia, the Northeast Division champion in his 5th year at the Runoffs in the PFM Engineering Goodyear Moton Nissan 350Z. Row number 3, Jeffrey Durnell out of Woodstock, Georgia. 3 wins in Southeast Division this season to claim that division title. Wolfgang Maki will start back in 6th. We mentioned his 24th time at the Runoffs in search for his first gold medal. Wolfgang Maki in the number 13 Toyota Paseo, sponsored by Toyota, Goodyear, and Redline Oil. Rich Boucher, as we mentioned, starting in the 7th spot, car number 30, the Abacus Racing Nissan Dynamic Communications machine, is the defending champion of this event. Paul Young out of Commerce Township, Michigan. Out of Detroit, the second in the Great Lakes Division. That racer running a Ford Probe, the number 79, is Paul Young. In row number 5, the number 98 of Pete Peterson, a 7-time champ, and the June Sprints winner this year in his Toyota Celica. To his outside in row 5 will be the 18 of Chad Bacon from Kingsport, Tennessee, the bronze medal winner in GT Light in 2008 in the Auntie Anne's Pretzels Bellasino's Toyota Celica. Starting in row number 6 and number 74, Kerry Bonner, Southwest Division champion. To his outside, Ken Nelson of Novi, Michigan. In the Detroit region, he finished 4th overall in the Great Lakes Division in his Nissan 200SX. Row number 7, starting 13th, the number 44 of Joe Christensen of London, Ontario. Silver medalist in 07 and GT Light in the Christensen Racing Engines Acura RSX. Starting 14th, the 00, Robert Herman of Cairo, Nebraska. The Midwest Division champion of the Herman Plumbing Kim's Auto Repair Mazda RX-7 as they form up here going down around the racetrack on their formation lap. In row number 8, we find the number 46 of David Daubry of Plymouth, Michigan. Second in the June Sprints, the Dryer Vet Wizard Eagle Talon had to do it from 15th spot on the grid. Starting 16th, the number 09 of Wayne Quick out of Dunn, North Carolina. His 5th Runoffs in the PDQ Paralegal Service Goodyear Ford Probe. And at the rear of the field, starting in the 17th spot, the number 8 of Richard Allen of Chickasha, Oklahoma. His 25th Runoffs, second in the Midwest Division this season in the Nissan 350Z. At the tail, the number 38 of Jim Hargrove out of Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, in the 2010 Honda Civic. That all-black number 38 machine had some mechanical issues all week long. We'll start at the tail, Dorsey.
Yeah, didn't get any qualifying time, but did, in fact, was allowed to go out on a hardship lap and test his car out. You see it at the very back there. So, hasn't been a kind week. Maybe it'll be a better race.
He's had 2 cars here, both Honda Civics, one an older car that ran in the previous class and this one. And boy, it's so hard to figure out one car to get it right. And if there's any issues, man, it really drains the week, doesn't it?
Well, it can, and there's so many things that can go wrong. And the Runoffs brings them out every time. Like, you can run the whole year with no problem all year long, and you come to the Runoffs, you'll find something to break.
The GT2 event run earlier today, Pete Peterson was in contention for a top 3 run. He had an issue, a huge shunt. He actually drove over the right rear. It was contact with the car running in 3rd place, Tom Patton, and his Sunfire. Sent Pete skyward, landed, and continued on in 4th till pulling off before the event concluded. That's a different race car altogether in the GT2 category than the car he's presented here, the black number 98 Toyota Celica that he's got competing in this division. GT3, GT2, some similarities, but you mentioned there's differences. That's the classification we'll find here. GT3, a bit of a smaller scale.
These are lighter cars, smaller cars, smaller engines. Very, very capable cars, though, very agile because of the lightweight nature of it. Subcompacts, if you will.
Should be a lot of fun to watch, and you see the different wing configurations. I mean, there's obviously some allowances that allow you to be a little creative with these.
Well, you take the bodywork off these cars, take all that fiberglass away, and it looks like a little jungle gym made out of steel. I mean, it's a pure-on race car underneath there. These are just silhouette bodies made to look similar to their street counterparts. Of course, the big fender flares, so forth, are needed to accommodate the big, large wheels and tire size.
The Sunoco GT3 National Championship race heading down for the final few turns on the lap prior to green here. 13 laps or 40 minutes will decide another national champion here at Road America. The SCCA National Championships returning to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for the 2nd straight year. And we are near the finish of crowning our champions for 2010. This is the second to last race on the calendar for this weekend.
Very competitive field of cars. These guys, like I said before, race against each other quite often, so they know each other's tricks, if you will.
Henderson had half a second on the second day of qualifying to earn the pole over Seifert, who also posted his best time on day 2 of 3 in qualifications. But it's now time to race. Visors down, pace cars in. Henderson and Seifert going for the super sweep. Henderson going for his first title lead the field up the hill. Great start, 2x2 down the front straightaway here at Road America, the GT3 race, the Sunoco GT3 National Championship race is underway.
Seifert with a little advantage, but it doesn't look like it's going to hold. Henderson gets to the lead.
Warkoki and Jimmy Burke there in that silver machine in the 3, looking to the inside of Seifert early on here. Warkoki a bit outside there on the initial start in turn 1. Man, they're fighting for third big time here.
And that's what I figured would be happening the whole way. Tires are still cold, pressure's not all the way up, so grip's not optimum yet.
Warkoki in that red Mazda RX-7 has grabbed that third position now.
And Mike Henderson in the Mazda just pulling away from the field, but you got to wonder, with all the damage done before in that big extensive repairs, everything the way it should be in that race car.
Down the hill into turn number 5. This is a heavy braking zone here, man. They are on it. They are using up every bit of those new parts they got off the 10 or the trailers from their manufacturers, and it'll scruffle there for a little bit. Momentarily back for the 5th position.
These cars have pretty serious braking capability with their lightweight, big tire size, big brakes on these cars.
Warkoki, then comes a whole host of cars here. One smoking there in that white car. He got off.
I saw that earlier too, that car looks like it's actually losing water or something. That didn't look like an oil smoke, it looked more like a fluid, which if that's the case, it's going to make a very slippery racing surface.
Familiar sight. Mike Henderson in that black Mazda out in front right now. He's led a ton of laps in runoffs competition, yet to bag the gold.
Jimmy Burke there slots in. I'm looking for that car that we saw smoking before, because that could really play into this.
Back in about 7th or 8th, it's a white machine, and look, as we come down here, they are flying. Lap times, 2 minutes, 22 seconds for GT3. To set the pace.
Fast for the race cars, no question about that. Like I said before, because of the lightweight, it's an agile car, so that means it gets through these corners very quick.
Down here through, get on to the Bill Mitchell bend here. Through the kink, they're looking good. Through 12's fine. Through Canada, here we go.
Kind of wondering now if that smoke or that fluid we saw was nothing more than overflow. Maybe, just full up on fuel and just blowing off the excess out the back tube there.
Jimmy Burke leading Warkoki now here up the hill for the first time of 13 laps in GT3.
Drafting at this big long racetrack, definitely something these guys will be working the draft.
Jimmy Burke, the Northeast Division champion, has a silver medal, certainly looking for gold. He won that in 05 in GT Light competition. That's the battle for third, as Henderson and Seifert, the front row starters, are ahead of this field. Jimmy Burke running in third there in that silver machine. Then comes Warkoki, Boucher, and Wolfgang Maki running sixth now.
Jimmy Burke's old Nissan 350. They're not too far back behind Seifert. Actually made up some ground. Seifert in the Toyota.
You look at Rick Boucher as well. Boucher running in the 5th position. That Abacus Racing Nissan Dynamic Communications machine out of the Washington, D.C. region. Racing here at Road America, the National Championship.
Well, you hear the RPM on those engines. I mean, they're screamers.
They're singing all right.
Oh, yeah.
Henderson with the advantage from El Cajon, California. His 8th attempt at winning a gold medal in National Championship competition. Things in hand for the moment. Michael Seifert running in the 2nd spot. Has a ton of experience throughout road courses throughout America. And here's how they run.
Mazda flame out the back of it. It's a rotary engine, one of the Wankel engines, and that's normal on its D-cell. You see it push out a lot of raw fuel, which cools down that the rotor tip, and it just belches big flame out on the D-cell.
You think he has to run more fuel then? I mean, if you know you're going to burn that much?
It's just the way that they run the thing. It's still within its confines, but they use the fuel actually to cool off cool the combustion area down.
Battle for third continues to be a good one. Jimmy Burke in that silver number 3. 2006 Nissan 350Z, sponsored by PFM Engineering, Goodyear, and Moton.
Dropped a wheel there in the kink on the apex, and
here comes Warkoki.
I think it's going to cost him. That's what I was about to say. Look, he had to check up a little bit when he hit that curb.
Warkoki in that red Mazda RX. Whoa, nearly 3 wide for a moment. Ton of speed by the 30 machine. Boucher gets by Jimmy Burke. He saw a little bit of a door opening. Man, that sliver turned into a gap, and he shot it.
Boucher read that perfectly, saw all that dice going on, and picked both lanes to see which one would come out best, and pounced.
I don't think he had a choice. He was going to pass somebody.
Yeah, he was definitely going to pass somebody.
As hot he was coming. Might have been the safety worker in that zip, but he was ready to pass.
Didn't care which one, if both.
So Warkoki will lead this pack now, as we'll reshuffle in the 4th position is Boucher, and that's still to be contested, as Burke got a good run on the inside of 14, and he's now got a lot of horsepower in that Nissan.
Great run, and my gosh, does he got some top end. He blows by both those guys. Here comes Boucher trying to work the inside, so maybe get that position.
Warkoki in the 78 machine.
Side by side still, now they're going down the hill. Gives him enough room.
Warkoki could just not break free of tight battles. Last year he lost third on the final circuit to miss the medal round. and finished 4th in that red 78. He wants to be in contention here. He wants to be breaking free of these 3, but just for what? 25, 50, 75 yards, he had that spot, and Burke took it away up the hill.
Yeah, Jimmy Burke really got a huge run up that hill past both those cars. I wonder if he just had more top end speed, but it doesn't look like it because right now all 3 cars still in contention. A little darting around in the brake zone there by the Datsun, Nissan.
The finest club racers combined. They have a national point standings, and that's how it's compiled throughout the year. Michael Seifert sitting in a position to win the Super Sweep, sitting second now, is the national points champion. That's already been decided. Kerry Bonner is second in the standings in the 74 machine on track. He's back in 11th. So Kerry Bonner again on the national points came out really well, winning the Southwest Division. But when it comes to stacking everybody in the same place, not just compiling points throughout the year, it really tells you about the depth of the competition here in the Sunoco GT3 National Championship race.
Paul Young at the back of this pack trying to catch up with Jeffrey DeMel. That's right there, those 2 cars, and they're really running in. You know, they're trying to run down the car right in front of them, which is the back end of that lead pack.
Darnell back in the 7th spot. Young getting that position from him, so that's 7th and 8th. There's the blue number 30 machine. We mentioned that is Rick Boucher, who last year won this race. Playing a little bit of catch up now as he's about 3.6 seconds back, 3.8 seconds back of our race leader Mike Henderson now in view.
Great look right there through the kink on the entry and then exit the back. Oh, locks up the right front and carries it. That could be a flat spotted tire depending on how soft the compound Boucher's running. He might have a squared off tire now. We'll have to see.
That leads to vibration, that leads to handling issues, that leads to everything else.
Well, what will happen is if he brakes hard and it's flat, it's going to come back to that flat spot and lock up again, and it will square the tire down to the fact that it'll probably just pop the tire, you know, to wear right through the cord. It'll keep stopping on the flat spot.
Is it just a time bomb for Warkoki just by smoking the brakes once here? 13 laps to decide it. Doesn't seem like that long, but on a 4-mile course, it's a long way to get things right at every corner.
Well, they carried it locked up a long way, and if it's a soft compound, it would blister or a flat spot quite easily, but we don't know that as a fact yet. We'll watch and see if he has more trouble, and that'll let us know.
Well, Jimmy Burke got away from that to those 2 this time by in the front stretch. 3 laps working lap 4 now of 13 in the Sunoco GT3 National Championship race. Jimmy Burke, then Warkoki, then comes Rick Boucher. Boucher is back in the 4th position now, 5th, excuse me. Warkoki has 4th. Boucher is 5th. Wolfgang Maki is 6th.
Boucher might be just taking this lap off to assess his situation after that big lockup. You know, to see if he's feeling any vibration in the steering wheel. You know, just regroup for a minute and see what you got to work with.
And Jeffrey Darnell trying to close in on this pack as well. Darnell back in the 7th position in that 1993 Mazda RX-7. This is Jimmy Burke continuing down the hill in turn number 5 in the 3rd position.
Good looking Nissan. Really is a nice looking car. Well done.
And really the car is set where it doesn't seem to be doing a lot of anything in the corner that will look like it's under distress. It looks like it's pointing where he wants to go with it.
Side by side, up in front of where we're looking right now.
Warkoki ahead of Boucher. Boucher trying to get back in here now. Assessment time over. It's the go button in full force here for Warkoki on the inside.
And I think they rubbed. They really do. I think Jimmy Burke and Warkoki got together. And there you got hit right there for sure.
That's a little greeting card waiting to happen right there. Boucher taps the backside of Jimmy Burke's Nissan and takes the move.
And
takes the position.
Jimmy Burke was in a little trouble there, and he was trying to get slowed up, and he got some help from his friend.
And in the 13, Wolfgang Maki, Santa Barbara, California, in his 24th National Championship run. His best run to this point, a 2nd in 2008. Silver's good, but man, gold is a whole lot better. Wolfgang Maki again in that number 13 machine, now in contention. 3rd in this line. Warkoki, Boucher, Maki, then Burke. Things are changing each and every lap here. This is the tussle for 4th. Henderson and Seifert are checked out. Boucher again in the mix here. Warkoki has 3rd. It's 3rd and 4th now. What we're looking at.
Like I love to say, this is 3rd place battle, 3rd through everyone. As the whole field is in contention for that spot.
Warkoki had an awesome exit off of turn 14. Let's see what his horsepower on the straightaway can do here.
There went Seifert in 2nd place. Here you go. Not that far of a lead, really, in time.
Henderson leading by 2.9 seconds over Seifert. Seifert another 6 seconds ahead of this tussle.
If these boys play it clean and don't get too crazy, they might be able to push draft each other all the way up and get back in this race for 2nd.
Jimmy Burke has a group. Then comes the 0-3 machine of Jeffrey Darnell. And hanging in there at 8th, the number 79 of Paul Young out of Commerce Township, Michigan, a 1995 Ford Probe.
These last two cars actually have made up a lot of ground on those leads. That's what I thought. There's Paul Young right there. They were actually way back, and they've run down that lead group. I was saying that before. The two of them look to be working well together, and they're running faster times.
Now, you mentioned they're lighter weight, smaller cars, but Aero has to play a key like any other class here.
Oh, no doubt about it. And you see that's why they're doing so much drafting. That's exactly how these last two caught up. They instead of going side by side, these two have run together, and they've run down this pack now.
The 03 of Jeffrey Darnell, the Southeast Division champion. 5 podiums and 3 victories this season. Out of Woodstock, Georgia. Darnell putting a solid run in here, currently running in 7th. That's Jimmy Burke again. He was as far as 3rd on the pylon, but has drifted now back to 6th in that silver Nissan. Then comes 7th and 8th. We just talked about that pair, Darnell and Young.
They bode watching because they've come from a long way back, and they've definitely caught to the tail end of this pack. Now, catching somebody and getting by him is a whole different thing, but they've definitely caught him.
Henderson and Seifert ahead of this group again. The run for 3rd, where Koki in that red Mazda RX-7 ahead of the blue number 30 of Boucher, Rick Boucher, out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, the 2004 Nissan. Took the Champions Provisional, did not run any division races, did Boucher this year in that blue 30.
Saving money.
Yep.
Good looking race cars.
Man, but I'd want to race something. If I won last year, I think I want to get out there and play and kind of show it off a little bit.
Yeah, and the more you drive, the better you get. So laying back and not driving doesn't do you any good from a driving standpoint either, because it really is a finesse game. It's something that you need to the more you do, the better you get, no question.
And we should point out this has been really a full week for these guys, and some have come up here before Monday and gotten a lot of track time.
Yeah, some guys have been here 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. This is getting heated at the back.
Yeah, Jimmy Burke is falling back in the clutches here at the 03 of Jeffrey Darnell of Woodstock, Georgia. That 03.
Yeah, Darnell and Paul Young,
yep.
Like I said, they made a lot of ground up to get to where they're going. I think they're going to be able to get by at some point if they keep working together.
This time through at 6th, 7th, and 8th. Unchanged, but closing here, and then Burke just kind of takes off a bit on the top end a bit.
Boy, sure, it looks like that 350Z's got a lot of top ends. Now, this is not going to help things at all because that pop-out wasn't even close enough to really do anything at all. Unless he's getting some overheating issues, temperature on the engine where he wants to get some clean air. That could have been that, too.
This pack is 6th, 7th, and 8th again through turn 3. Working lap number 6, Dorsey. What is going to wear out first on these GT3 machines?
Well, what we don't know is how everybody set things up with a cool day. Now, actually, it's pretty warm out there right now. It's the best it's been in the last 3 days. What compound tires they're running makes a big choice of how hard they can run during this race. Who's a quick pass attempt and makes it?
Wolfgang Maki inside of Rick Boucher. Boucher again, chirping the tires. Yep. A little bit of tire smoke rolling off the right front of that car.
Wolfgang Maki's been doing this a long time. No spring chicken behind the wheel there. I love the guy. He does a really good effort.
Finished 7th here last year and just made a pass for 6th. Make it 5th now for Maki.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Warkoki's now running the 3rd spot. Wolfgang's up to 4th. This could be his best ever run at the Runoffs.
He's got a good car under him right now. That car's come from pretty back in qualifying.
He can chisel away and get in contention and get up there.
Yeah, he was a 6th place qualifier, so definitely moving forward.
Warkoki now seems to be on his own little pace here after a bit of a tussle early on to decide who was going to get 4th. He moved into 3rd here.
Seems to be happy with that 3rd. He's pulled away now from that fracas behind him.
Central Division champion. Warab Warkoki in the 1995 Mazda, the M-Core Goodyear Mazda Redline RX-7.
There's your leader way up there in the front. Seifert behind him in 2nd place in the Toyota. So it's a Mazda versus a Toyota right now. And then Warkoki, like you said, his also equal a Mazda RX-7.
Henderson's line, very, very conservative here. I mean, he's not wasting anything, but he's not really letting it hang out either. I don't see him going edge to edge.
The car looks pretty darn good for what it has gone through. Like we said at the beginning of the show, Biz told us broke a flywheel. And when that happens, the shrapnel just completely grenades all around the bottom of the car. Took out suspension pieces, took out all kind of auxiliary engine stuff, and Mazda came to the good with all the parts needed to fix it.
This is the Sunoco GT3 National Championship race. Henderson over Seifert, Warkoki running 3rd.
And we talked too soon about my buddy Wolfgang Maki. Unfortunately, I just heard that he has had a spin on his own down in turn 12, so he's not going to be.
There he is.
Yep, and he's crashed. Yeah, he's got a left rear. Now we don't know if that's as a result of hitting something or if a suspension broke and did that damage. But
might have run over something in the tire pop.
Yeah,
that could have popped that fiberglass body. You mentioned it's not all stock components.
Wolfgang getting out of the car. I think that's down in the carousel, and They might have to pull that car out around the side of that barrier.
Jimmy Burke now will take the advantage of that retirement and move up into the 4th position. And look at Rick Boucher. Can he hang on here? We thought he might have cooked the front brakes, might have flat spotted the tires, but he continues on here, does our defending race winner, as they continue around this beautiful 4-mile road course on a wonderful fall afternoon to decide the national championship in the Sunoco GT3 National Championship race. We're going to take a step away and come back to the finish of what will be an excellent run to the championship. Can Mike Henderson finally do it? Stay tuned to find out.
The 2010 SCCA National Championship Runoffs, presented by Subway, is brought to you by Mazda, Black Magic Car Care Products, and Gum Out.
Forget the rock. Let's roll. Follow your inner driver to the all-new 2011 Mazda 2. It's Zoom Zoom. Concentrated.
Kid, where you been?
Just got back from an SCCA event.
Really?
Yeah, SCCA has more than 2,000 events every year.
Serious?
Go to SCCA.com and find people in your area that drive fast and get their hands dirty. And you don't have to be a supercar to compete.
So I go to SCCA.com, sign up, and I can start competing?
It's that easy.
Trouble back here. No. Don't know what happened there. 2 or 3 different cars slammed their brakes on. We didn't know. We came up right as that was happening. I'm not sure exactly. Is that our leader?
Whole lot of jumbling going on up the hill. It is a Mazda.
Yeah, I think it's our overall leader on pit lane.
Mike Henderson was the car slowing, and his slow up really bunched up the field into turn 14. He was disappointed by running second last year. Can you imagine the frustration now for our race leader?
Had a huge lead, no doubt about it, over Seifert, although we did see that Mike Seifert was catching up. I think we got a replay of this. Maybe the tail end was trying to see what happened. Something big just happened, though, that's for sure.
And that is Rick Boucher. Could he be out of brakes? He's in the litter here.
Boucher out and stuck.
He was in the bronze medal. This is a lap of disaster here for these guys.
Full course caution out. I don't know what happened.
Something could be on the surface here that caused Boucher to go in.
I'm thinking what happened was that our overall leader might have blown something up again. All these other guys got in oil or something. I'm not sure what.
They're looking at the right rear tire in Henderson's car. The jack is over there. They're still looking at the right rear itself.
A lot of guys involved in that. Whatever did happen, it was pretty surprising.
Richard Allen in his 25th runoffs on pit road as well, and then number 8, that black and white Nissan. And they're going to attend to Wolfgang Maki's car here while they get the moment of the full course caution. Boy, things certainly happen in a hurry here.
This was, of course, non-related. Wolfgang's situation happened well in front of what happened to our overall leader, Mike Henderson, and all the cars subsequent.
We are going to get a replay look here from our SpeedcastTV.com cameras, and this is a telling story of frustration for Mike Henderson. You see him slowing on the first car through here. Extremely slow, and this is real time.
And everybody locked up right there because a stack up of Henderson's car, which is lame, trying to get into pit lane, but everybody behind him was caught off guard and almost had a 3 or 4 car head-to-tail wreck.
The crew pulled off something in front of the right rear tire on Henderson's car.
And then Boucher had this problem down in turn 1, on the exit of turn 1.
That's Henderson coming up pit road.
And now that car, he's lame. He's coming in for whatever broke on that car that did the stack up. Boucher's situation happens further up the straightaway in the brake zone of turn 1, where we saw him straight off and into the gravel trap where he's, I would think, still stuck.
That's Henderson again coming in. Notice they're not changing the tire. There's something wedged in there.
Right
there we go.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's actually down in the bottom of turn 3.
Yep.
You know, it looks like he just got in too hot, locked the car up. We've been talking about the brake problems he had before. Maybe flat spot of the tire. Well, he just went straight off the racetrack, and you see they're hooking him onto a truck.
And with as much that went on in that short period of time, in 35 seconds, I don't blame SCCA whatsoever, saying, you know what, if there's something on the racetrack, it's too crazy at the front here, we want to take a good look here and slow the pace down and look at the track surface to make sure it is A-okay, because there was an oil down in one of the events earlier today, and they got that repaired and cleaned up. But again, a lot of racing over 3 days here on this racetrack.
3 cars off the road right there. Of course, our overall leader, who is now in the pits, came in and did make it back on his own. But then we had Wolfgang Malky down there in turn 12 with his car broke down, and then, of course, Warkaki off in the gravel trap and exit turn 3. So,
and Henderson was extremely slow. When we came back from commercial break, he was extremely slow on the inside of the racetrack and really stacked everybody. Seifert cleared him.
I was going to say this. The last time we saw him, it looked like Seifert had made up a lot of ground on him, and whatever happened as he came up out of Canada Corner through the Bill Mitchell corner up there, something locked up or broke and scattered the field behind him.
And Boucher has to watch the rest of the field stream past him. We'll set it for you. Mike Seifert again on the quest of a super sweep, and his 3rd national title is our race leader under caution. Rick Warkoki, the Central Division champion, runs 2nd in that red number 78. In 3rd spot right now is Jimmy Burke. We mentioned he got back as far as 6th. Well, guess what? He's back into the 3rd position out of Sewanee, Georgia. The Northeast Division champion is now sitting 3rd in that silver Nissan. 4th is the 03 of Jeffrey Durnell. Jeff Durnell in that Mazda RX-7, blue on white. Our Southeast Division champion.
Going to make for an interesting scenario when we go back to green. There's going to be either 3 or 4 laps left at the most when we do go green, depending how long it takes these guys to take care of the 2 cars that are out there stranded. Leader back on the racetrack.
Yep, but by coming down pit road, Michael Henderson is going to be joining the tail of the field.
Yeah, but he will be a lap down, I think.
9th position is what he's being scored now due to the heavy attrition we've had.
They've changed the tire on that car. In the meantime, we'll see once the scoring catches up with us, where he sits, because I can tell you one thing, that car is capable of winning from the back.
And there's a heavy attrition here, so if he is 9th, that's only 8 more cars to pass.
That
sounds easy, doesn't it?
It's going to make for an interesting 3 or 4 laps.
It's going to be fun to watch for sure.
Not much time left in this race, no matter which way we look at it. Warkaki getting pulled out of turn 3 gravel trap, and I don't think his car's hurt, with the exception of the possible flat spot tire that we talked about earlier.
And with the 24 different sessions over 3 days to determine the national championships here in the SCCA National Championship Runoffs, this could be a 40-minute timed race. We might get 12 laps in. We may get the full 13. But again, it does have a time limit based upon the number of events we have going on per day.
Wonder if Mike Henderson ended up with just a punctured tire that he felt when he came in. And we're getting a report. The possibility is that they changed that tire and did get back out on the lead lap. So that will put him at the tail of the field with a very fast race car. And 1 new tire.
0-0 there. We get a good look at Robert Herman out of Cairo, Nebraska. Currently scored in the 8th position.
We don't have
Henderson follows him in line here.
We don't have a call from the pits, but if you were coming in to put in a right rear tire, I think you should put right side tires at the minimum on there. I mean, you're on the pit lane already. If they had time, a couple fresh tires would sure be worthwhile to have a run to the front.
I'd put on 4.
Yeah, I mean, if you had time to, I don't think they'd have.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But it's going to make for a
good look there. I speculated there might have been something stuck in the bodywork in front of the right rear tire as he came slowly up the hill there. It does not appear to be that, or they pulled it away and it was jammed between the tire and the fender.
I was going to say, I hope it's not the jack.
Right. No, they got that clear. I saw that. But they whipped something the Frisbee size over the wall as he left pit road.
Well, I don't know. There's something hanging down a little bit on that right side. It looks like in front of the tire.
Well, he's weaving back and forth. I'm sure he's got the belt cinched up tighter than ever.
Oh, yeah, because there's going to be a run to the finish now.
And really, Seifert had a good run. Warkoki just got in his groove, and Jimmy Burke's been kind of floating from 6th to 3rd. So if Henderson gets a good run here, that fresh right rear rubber, it could be a very interesting run. And the laps here winding down in the Sunoco GT3 National Championship race.
And it would be a great time to, do a 3-lap sprint to the finish. Look who's back.
Mr. Sandtrap himself. But this is a defending race winner as well.
Yeah. Now, I saw a lot of stuff in his radiator. He's going to have to watch the water temp because I saw a lot of grass in that radiator.
Rick Boucher will line up maybe perhaps as high as 10th now on the grid on the restart.
But I think he is, in fact, a lap down.
Yep. At least 1 lap down because of that time he spent in the gravel in turn 3.
Right.
And we have one more circuit under caution here, it looks like, as the safety car remains on course. It'll be a little bit before they get back around, and we're going to dip away for a quick caution, a caution flag of our own here. That's what I was trying to tell you. Dip away for a quick commercial break and come right back for the finish of the Sunoco GT3 National Championship race. Don't you go anywhere.
The 2010 SCCA National Championship Runoffs, presented by Subway, is brought to you by Mazda, Black Magic Car Care Products, and Gum Out.
Forget the rock. Let's roll. Follow your inner driver to the all-new 2011 Mazda 2. It's Zoom Zoom. Concentrated.
Kid, where you been?
Just got back from an SCCA event.
Really?
Yeah, SCCA has more than 2,000 events every year.
Serious?
Go to SCCA.com and find people in your area that drive fast and get their hands dirty. And you don't have to be a supercar to compete.
So I go to SCCA.com, sign up, and I can start competing?
It's that easy.
And you can see all the results from the SCCA National Championship Runoffs on SCCA.com, and it stays on that website. So if you ever wondered, I really liked what that car did. I really wonder, hey, Mike Henderson's from El Cajon, California. How else has he done in the runoffs? So you can see it on SCCA.com, as well as find out everything you possibly want to know about road racing at every level, from club racing to the pro level that SCCA sanctions throughout the country.
This is going to be quite interesting, as it appears when we come up to get this green flag. We'll have a 3-lap sprint for the national championship with a real fast car starting in 9th. Our past leader, pole sitter Mike Henderson, will be very aggressive. Not to say that everybody in front around him is not going to do the very same thing. 3 laps to go. Who's got the best car?
It's Seifert. I mean, he had that gap back to 3rd, but he assumed the lead. He was up and gone then. So if he can get a gap here, he's on his way to a super sweep, a very prestigious honor here in SCCA.
You never know, though. You never know what happens when these cautions come out. It's a long enough caution. The tires have all cooled down now, and depending on where you are, what kind of tire you're running, what compound, some of these tires are going to be more worn than the others. Some of the tires that come back after a restart like this a lot better than others do, as far as getting rid of the shed rubber that is packed onto them. So it's anybody's guess. It's going to be pretty interesting.
Really glad to see Jim Hargrove running here in 10th position. He's the second to last car in line there, but running 10th, again, a horrible week, really.
Yeah.
If you can't post the time in your session, mechanical gremlins throughout. Glad to see all the efforts for he and his crew have paid off to run this event in the 10th position now on that black number 38 machine.
And he started 18th with no time on the racetrack whatsoever, except for the one hardship lap to make sure that whatever the problem was fixed.
Seifert, Warkoki, Burke, Darnell, Young, Nelson, Bonner, Herman, Henderson in 9th, and Hargrove in 10th. That's your top 10 as we're about ready to get back racing here in the Sunoco GT3 National Championship race.
I still would rather be, I think I'd want to be Seifert right now. I'd rather be in the lead of this thing, but I don't know how to play this one out, because I don't know what everybody's got for different tires and things. Not all these guys are on the same philosophy.
And how much was used up as Henderson and Seifert kind of got off on their own. Warkoki was really using a lot of his race car up to try to get position into running in 3rd, 4th, or 5th, and now he's in that 2nd spot in that red Mazda. Off the pace, it looks to be the number 3 machine of Burke as they come up the hill. The top 2 have now had an opportunity to pull away. Burke slow on the gun off of turn 14, bunches up behind him, and this is the run to the championship.
I cannot believe the guys behind 2nd place let that happen at all. It's a 2-car battle now. They'll never make that up in 2 laps.
Burke may have missed a shift off of turn 14. Everybody stacked up behind him, and the leaders took off here at Seifert in that white Toyota, leading the red Mazda. A Robert Warkoki, the Central Division champion, trying to steal away the super sweep opportunity for Seifert. 2 division champions running for the finish here.
Warkoki, big run off that corner down in turn 3, tried the outside. Now he's in the draft, and it's looking good.
Warkoki now looks to the outside of 4, but it's really the inside heading down the hill to 5.
And it'll be an outbraking maneuver down there if he can make it stick. Looks dead even right now.
The drag race. Does the inside have the advantage, or does Warkoki hold ground? He's got a car lane now on Seifert.
If he doesn't mess up this brake zone, he's got it. Third place qualifier now running for the lead.
Seifert picks to the inside here. It starts the pressure game on.
Oh, it gets loose. Good save, but off the racetrack, that's going to let it all go away. Third place now is going to catch up, I think.
Wow, Seifert, you see off of turn number 6, did not have the best of corners, almost lost a great save by that veteran.
And Burke is coming. I think it's going to be a battle for 2nd place right now. Warkoki, I don't know if he just missed a gear right there, too. He stumbled for a second.
Warkoki finished 4th in GT2 last year. He lost 3rd on the last lap, and look at this, running for the gold medal. Warkoki now leading Seifert. Then comes Burke and Durnell.
Just that one bobble by Seifert, and you see how much of a gap it made. That gives Workoki the adrenaline rush, too. He looks back and sees that. He finds speed that way.
And you want that floorboard to be a little bit deeper,
oh,
don't
yeah,
you?
yeah. He'll be bending the floorboard.
Wow, Workoki, the power move.
Seifert fighting back, though. It's not over yet.
Burke in third. There we see the 0-3 of Durnell leading. Whoa, there's Mike Henderson. Hello.
Henderson from 9th up to 4th. He's coming.
That black Mazda breathes life after leading. Coming down pit road, the caution comes out. He didn't lose a lap, and Mike Henderson back as a factor in that black Mazda RX-7.
Pole sitter, early leader. Don't count him out either. That's coming a long way in a short time.
The advantage of the full course caution may play off for Mike Henderson. Does he get a chance at a medal? He's running now behind the 0-3. That's the Mazda RX-7 of Jeffrey Durnell.
Equal cars. We'll see what happens up here. He's up in the slipstream. Popping to the inside. He's going to get third place.
He'll pick off fourth here and set his sights on Burke. And that silver Nissan.
No, didn't make it.
Crosses the nose, does the 0-3. How bad does Jeffrey Durnell want it?
Wow, looked like possibly that he, just almost at that point of locking up a brake.
And off the pace, the 79 of Paul Young, lined up in the restart in the 5th position, limping down the front straightaway now. As this action heats up again, he wanted to be in this tussle right here. He was racing with Durnell all race long to this point. And he's out of it. Henderson now running behind the 0-3 machine of Durnell. And he goes inside, going into 5 this time. Henderson will take that pass, but half a lap after he wanted to make that run into turn 1, now he's got that less of a chance to catch up to the medal runners.
I don't know if he has enough or not to get it up any further than that.
In turn 6 now, safely through that left-hander, now up through to 7, down the hill to 8. There's Hargrove in the 38 machine, and this time up the hill, Workoki will get the signal for 1 to go. That is Henderson right there in the number 12 machine. He has 4th, but does he have enough time to catch this man, the race leader, Rob Workoki? Workoki in his 17th SCCA National Championship run. Had a sniff at a medal in the final lap last year. That's as close as he's got. This is the closest he may ever get to a gold medal. He's doing everything possible to hang on to this one. Seifert closing in now. Wow, is he coming hard in that white Toyota, isn't he? Pouring on the gas here. And Henderson now is in the medal position of 3rd in that black Mazda. Great charge by that driver.
No doubt about it. Hey, I'm back again.
Hey, Dorsey, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Yeah, this could get pretty interesting. If they make any kind of wrong move up there for the front 2, your 3rd place finisher, or your 3rd place runner right now, of course, is the pole sitter, Mike Henderson, who's come from 9th. We're going to have 1 lap to go, I think, when we get up here.
1 more lap to decide the 2010 National Championship in the Sunoco GT3 National Championship race. That's the difference, 1st to 2nd.
Boy, it's a lot of gap to make up. I don't think Mike Seifert's got enough.
And that black car in frame is Mike Henderson.
And I don't know that Henderson has enough to catch Seifert either.
Workoki cannot make an error. He's got to run his best lap yet this weekend, the best lap of his life to capture the gold, because Seifert will pounce.
He's trying hard. Mike Seifert really driving in deep, and so is Henderson right behind him.
Seifert here in his 24th National Championship runoff event.
Boy, they're too far apart to do anything except for desperation. And what I mean by that is a dive bomb pass down here in turn 5.
No pressure really on Workoki. He's got a great pace right here. Enough of a bulge here where he doesn't necessarily have to worry about the car behind him, forcing him to make a move inside or out.
Seifert's got to worry about that 2nd place because Henderson's caught him.
He's coming. Seifert up the hill for the final time in turn 5. The middle car in this sandwich here going for the super sweep. Henderson trying to capture more than a bronze.
Boy, don't even slide here. Any little mistake and it's all over with half a lap to go.
Through 7, down into 8 here.
All 3 cars look really good there. Henderson's really right on the back of Seifert now.
Workoki, the Central Division champion. Seifert captured his championship in his division, as did Henderson out of the San Diego region.
There's not a lot of opportunity. Look at Henderson really working the Mazda around the inside of the Toyota, trying to get a run off the carousel down into the kink.
For the final time here, in the run through the kink, Henderson holding third here, not able to challenge Seifert momentarily. I have a feeling it's not done yet, is it? This will not be a single file run.
Canada corner will look for a
They're
3
eating them up
wide.
now. They're right there. Right on Warkoki, are they?
It's going to be a split right here. Watch.
Where does Warkoki try to defend? Inside here in. Ooh, he really slowed down in that corner.
I couldn't believe Seifert didn't dive to the inside there. I really thought he would. And he got loose on the exit, which is going to cost him. Henderson's coming.
And Henderson trying to find a way past Seifert as Warkoki opens up a 3-car length advantage. They were really tight there through the kink. Warkoki played conservative, and it may play off in a lot of ways, including a gold medal around his neck if he makes it up the hill here.
Seifert took the inside away, but he cut himself off by doing that. Here comes Henderson to the upside.
Seifert's not letting him by easy, moving over a bit, but giving him room. The run for the silver as Warkoki will capture the gold in the Sunoco GT3 Championship. The silver goes to Mike Henderson.
Wow. From 9th place all the way to 2nd. One more lap, it could have been his.
Michael Seifert will end up 3rd. The Super Sweep hopeful will pick up his 2nd bronze medal in 24 attempts, going after his 3rd national championship in the Super Sweep. Seifert gets snipped at the line. What can you say about Henderson and the week he's had? Certainly put a lot of memories for a lot of folks in store here.
Boy, he should have his hand out the window. I tell you what. Puts it on the pole, leads the thing, has it won, just about flat tire, goes back, restart, 9th place, and runs to 2nd. One more lap. Boy.
Trying to get the blisters, I think, some air here on his knuckles.
Yeah, that was a heck of a drive right there for Mike Henderson.
That could be the new right rear talking too, but man, he was coming hard and again came down pit road, surrendering the lead. What frustration that was, but when you look like a veteran like Mike Henderson, so determined, did not let it affect him. It made him drive harder and through up to the silver medal position.
Well, you know, you just don't, at the runoffs, pit stops aren't a norm. So the fact that he came in with a flat tire, that he had a crew that was there with a spare tire, which not necessarily is always the case. And they changed it without losing a lap. Come back out there and get a 3-lap and start from 9th and come to 2nd. Now that's one of the drives of the weekend, I guarantee you.
Seifert had his own issues last year. The motor changed late in the going to finish 6th. Henderson had a whole crate full of stuff go wrong on his race car. Put it back together here in 2010, and it pays off with a silver medal and a very memorable drive for Mike Henderson out of El Cajon, California. And the laurels go to the champion. Rob Warkoki out of Frankfort, Illinois, in the M-Core Goodyear Mazda Redline. 1995 Mazda RX-7, the Chicago Region and Central Division champion, has now found himself his first medal in SCCA National Championship runoff competition. Here is how the unofficial finish reads. Warkoki, Henderson, Seifert, Jimmy Burke hold on for 4th. Darnell, then Ken Nelson, who's into 6th. Gary Bonner up to 7th. And Jim Hargrove, after starting dead last in the grid. Not a lot of track time, but a lot of trouble this week. Pays off with a 9th place run. Good effort for him and his team. Out of Surrey, British Columbia. And race fans, we've got one more race for you, but we've got a lot to do yet here. Lots to cover.
I was about to say, if you thought that was exciting, don't go away. Spec Racer Ford. Whew. That was some good driving right there. That was a very good race.
Absolutely. The camera shows this is one of the positions that some of the 500 volunteers work each and every race all week long. Volunteers from around the country, around the continent have come together. And there is Robert Warkoki. Has his own little tribute flag of his own now as they come down to the track. One last time after getting the checkers, he'll come up pit road. He'll also get one more time to fly a flag, and it's the most important one of his career, the checkered flag of victory. And he'll get a victory lap to share that with the corner workers and his fans here at Road America.
That flag he's hanging out the window there is a Texas flag.
We're going to have to ask him what that really means, because he's from Illinois, runs the Chicago region, and he's flying the flag of Texas.
Here we go. Up on the pit lane. That's a great feeling.
And that's a flag in tribute to his friend, so it's a great honor.
He's glad that there was not another lap in that book, I guarantee you.
Indeed, an emotional run for Warkoki to the checkers. Certainly a popular victory as well for Rob Warkoki out of Frankfort, Illinois. His 17th try at a medal, and it pays off gold.
Mike Henderson with probably the drive of the weekend. Comes in, flat tire, gets it fixed. 3-lap sprint to the finish, starts 9th, comes in 2nd. That was a hustle.
Yep, Jimmy Burke had a great run too. He held on for that 4th spot. Good job by everyone here in the GT3 class of finishers. A lot of attrition in this race, but again, What a great run by Henderson. Take nothing away from how he started 9th on that grid with a lot of fast cars ahead of him.
I can't believe the foresight and the presence of mind even to have the stuff on pit lane to fix the flat tire if you were to get one in runoffs. If you get a flat tire, you're out. You're done. Not this time.
And Warkoki again, celebratory in fine fashion, paying tribute to a friend with the Texas flag as well. And we are now going to go to pit lane for the Mobile One winners interview with John Bizignano. Biz?
Hey, Rob, are you guys going to be celebrating tonight?
Oh, my God, I can't even believe this. You can't even understand.
Well, tell us about it. Make us understand.
Oh, I've been doing this for 26 years. I'm still that little kid that's hanging on the fence watching. And just to get in a car is amazing. Let alone to build it and have the help from the right people. This is incredible. I've been trying and trying and trying for so long, and it finally fell my way. It's just, I guess you just keep trying sooner or later. But wow, yeah, I can't even believe it.
Well, it's one thing to keep trying, but you have to try right. I got to ask you, were you looking more on your rear windshield or your front windscreen on those last few laps, your rear window or what?
Actually, I was looking straight ahead, but believe it or not, I was having a lot of problems shifting the car. And my 4th to 5th gear was a real tough one. Something happened with the shifter mechanism, and it was shifted over so I could barely get to 4th. And on the last lap, going out down the back straightaway there, I missed the gear twice, and Cypher got right up on me. I mean, I have hats off to him. He could have moved me out of the way. But me and Mike have raced together for over 20 years, nails to tail, and have a great time, and he probably figured my times today.
So is there a Texas barbecue tonight somewhere?
You know what? That's for my buddy Tommy Thrash, right there. That's for my buddy Tommy Thrash. This was his flag that he carried in the car with him. And I told his dad I would carry it with me if I ever won. So this is for them.
Well, I'm sure they're very proud of that, and congratulations on a gold medal, and really tremendous pressure, and you held up. It's harder to lead than it is to follow, buddy.
You got that right. You got it.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
baby. What a fine tribute there.
Awesome.
Over here, we were talking to you on pole position. You were. My gosh, what an effort. And if that race would have been, if it would have been another couple of 100 yards longer, you would have won from pole. Take us through your race.
The race was great. I mean, I got away. I had a clear track, and I was really just driving. I caught a back marker in the back part of the track, just beyond the kink. And for some reason, the guy couldn't decide which side he wanted. I picked the wrong side, and he closed the exhaust pipe off on the car. I thought I had a flat. So I came in, and they fixed the exhaust, and I went out. I don't know where I was out there, but I know that we had 3 laps left, and we got back up to second.
Yeah, 3 laps left, and you were passing 4 cars a lap.
I had to do it. There wasn't much time left, so.
After the stop, was there any change in the handling? Was there any damage holding you up? Nothing. You were flying.
I was flying. The car was different, but I mean, it wasn't bad, so it was just a little bit different. I think there's maybe some alignment issues in the front, but beyond that, the car is awesome.
All that work fixing the flywheel, worth it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Congratulations on a great silver medal. 3rd place. He's walking away from us the wrong direction, guys. Well, of course, he wants to go see his beautiful. Yeah, let's get the car on camera. This is what it's all about. Bring it home for Toyota. Congratulations, Mike. My God, you were a sandwich. You were being laid out to dry every once in a while. What a terrific race.
Well, it was really interesting. At first, I couldn't catch Mike Henderson in the 12 Mazda, but they had a little altercation in the back going into the Canada corner. And once I got out there, I could hold off everybody. And then, of course, full course yellow. This is the 5th full course yellow that I've had when I've been leading the race. I won 2 of them, but not this time. So just didn't have enough motor to come up that hill.
All right, so tell us what would have happened if the yellow wouldn't have come out.
Oh, we would have won. Going away.
Listen, congratulations on a great bronze medal. I know it's a tremendous effort that you and your team put together. Congratulations on a great run.
Appreciate it. It was really great. Fun race. My good friend Rob won, and he really deserved it. He really did.
Okay, guys, back to you. Everyone's very happy down here, that's for sure.
Times is Mike Seifert again from Twinsburg, Ohio, races in the Great Lakes Division, but they mentioned they raced together on a national level for over 20 years. And as we know, the fans here at Road America know in 2009 we lost Tom Thrash in an incident during the June sprints. And for him to have the tribute paid by Rob Warkoki here with that Texas flag, putting it in his car, not knowing if he had a chance at victory, and being able to fly it here of all places at Road America to win the championship in the runoffs, certainly means a ton to the road racing community and to Tom Thrash's family.
How cool is that? And for Henderson, it wasn't a flat tire. It was a smashed shut exhaust pipe that they got fixed during that yellow flag. What a good run for him.
And that is the lap of honor for the friend of Tom Thrashigan. We all remember Tom, an EP and GT racer that passed away after an accident in the June Sprints in 2009. And now Warkocki's time to share the limelight with his crew, with his family. You saw the emotion on his face, winning after he said 26 years of road racing, and man, he's still.
Like I said before, you know, I did 12 of them, never did win it. You just don't know. I mean, you just keep trying and trying, and finally get one. It's the hardest. I said it, and I'll say it again. It's the hardest darn race to win there is.
I think he's still in disbelief, but look at this. The pure joy it's setting in now as he goes around this course, saluting the fans and saluting the corner workers that put in so much time and effort and care to make these racers safe. And Seifert just did not have enough. He said he could have won it had it stayed green, but things changed in a hurry where Koki took advantage, and Henderson's charge really made this race one of the more memorable runs of the 2010 SCCA National Championship Runoffs, presented by Subway here at Road America.